They want to talk about how in the world you made it to college, then play football, and basically look like your senior year. You out there, you really don't know what you're doing. You got to get coached up. How did you make it to college, and you wasn't a man? Because I know a Popka, but they had some, it was some great, it was some, another first rounder was there, right?
Sammy Smith.
Sammy Smith, first rounder.
Yeah,
first round NFL right there. Florida State, great, was there too.
Man, we had Sammy Smith, Rodney Brewer, our quarterback.
Professional NLB.
He wound up going baseball,
yeah.
And then he had James Jones, our wide receiver. Yeah.
Another one. A lot of greats on one team. How did they recognize you? Who recognized you, and where did you, and how you end up at Eastern Kentucky?
Sammy Smith, because they came to watch Sammy Smith. So a coach said, "Who is this guy running all over the field?" They said, "Oh, that's Aaron Jones." I said, "I would like to see him. I'd like to talk to him." And that's how I got seen, because of Sammy Smith. They watching film on Sammy Smith, and they seeing me all over the place.
Wow.
So that was just my style. I wanted to make the plays.
So that Man, we're back again, and you on the Listening Low Show. And remember what I said, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Now here's the motivational quote by Aaron Jones II. The quicker way to break a bad habit is to concentrate. Concentrate on greatness. Don't just act, concentrate. Think before you act. Think before you hit that send button. Think about it before you be about it. Concentration is the key. Don't just go out there and run around, right? We call it training, grinding, working. Hard work equals fun, but ain't no fun in losing. Think about that there. Go back all the way when you're young and you started working hard and you started running out there and playing. You started competing against each other, right? You're like, who the best, right? You had to have a strategy. Almost like when we were young, we played outside, right? You either play in the street or you play in the grass. You play in the street, it's touch. Go in that grass, you take him down, straight up tackle, right? We call it pick it up and run it. Everybody want to run the sidewalk, but I always thought about it. If I get on that grass, I got a better chance to shake and bake. I got a better chance to run him over. So I always think about being the best every time I had an opportunity to. Every time I had a chance to. Well, you know what? I have a special guest on the show tonight. Not only is he my friend, he is a good father, a good husband, a good man, and he was a great football player. I mean, I'm talking about first round draft pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1988. I'm talking about one of the top players to come out of Eastern Kentucky. And hey, Hall of Famer, Pro College Football Hall of Famer, Eastern Kentucky. I'm talking about a coach, a mentor, a man with great plans, and one of my best friends. Guys, y'all welcome to the Listening Low Show, Aaron Jones II. Aaron Jones, what's going on?
Ain't much.
Enjoying
life.
That's what it is, enjoying life. And now you enjoying the life in a good way because you retired. Or are you retired?
You can say that I'm retired, but I feel like I'm more busier now than when I was working.
But you know what they say? They say, and this is interesting. Now, you might agree to this or not. I don't know now. They say, when you start talking about you want to be retired, you just getting closer and closer to that casket. But you ain't trying to get to that casket. So that's why you're staying busy. Or what's going on, all this ripping and running you doing?
Hey, if you don't use it, you will lose it. So, yeah, keep it moving.
You got to keep it moving, right? You know what they say? I like that quote, but we got some great quotes today. Now, did you invent that quote or you got that from somewhere? Cause if you don't use it,
you will lose it.
You will lose it, so you got to keep moving.
Keep moving.
I'm about to put that in. I got to steal that one now. I got to steal that one.
Well,
but
that's an old cliche.
A whole cliche, right? A lot of great quotes that you have said, through our journey and our time together as good friends, and I'm just excited to have you sit down on the Listen Low Show and just kind of share with the world Aaron Jones. Who was Aaron Jones, right? We know Aaron Jones was a great football player. Everyone knows that, right? They looked it up. I can remember the time I was at the Pro Bowl when you took me to the Pro Bowl. First time ever. They brought it to Orlando, Florida. Yeah. You took me to the Pro Bowl. And I'm sitting there, and here come Art Rooney.
He's the son of Art Rooney the first, so
Right,
he's a
the
junior.
owner of Pittsburgh Steelers.
Correct.
But it was interesting to know that he knew that you was a first-round draft pick. He knew your year. He knew everything about you. And you said that they remember every last one of their first-round draft pick.
They're a family organization, so we knew each other firsthand. So they didn't treat you like a number.
All right, so it's family, right?
Family.
So now let's go back to coach-player relationship, owner-player relationship. So all that there matters, and that's what made Pittsburgh Steelers just a great organization. Whether they win the Super Bowl or not, it's still a great organization.
Correct.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad that you gave me that chance to go in there and meet Art Rooney and sitting there in the Pro Bowl. I mean, I was up top eating all the food. I mean, I'm talking about it was an amazing experience, right? They said sometimes it ain't what you know, it's who you know. And also it's like people don't know who, you never know who's watching you. Because I don't think I ever would have had that chance to be there with you, sitting down with the owners of Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, sitting there next to a first-round draft pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm sitting there around not a greatness, not a Hall of Famer, right? But you didn't just bring anybody, you brought me.
Correct.
So I'm just honored for that opportunity.
Well, you know, the weird thing about, I don't know if we call it weird, but something I told you years ago. I said, man, I don't know why God has always showed me favor. I said, when we start this, you'll see how God show us favor.
Right.
And look how many years later we're still running Excel.
Yeah, and I don't know if people even know, see, because you have retired now. Now, some of our athletes from, you know, back then when we started Excel Speed Fitness Training, so I don't think a lot of people even know that we was partners. We created Excel Speed and Fitness Training together.
Correct.
Back in 2002. You talking about 22 years?
22 years.
22 years we had started the program that impacted lives. And we had a mission statement. But before I even get into the mission statement, right, I'm going right into it. And then we're going to talk about Aaron Jones, how Aaron Jones became that Aaron Jones, that Hall of Fame we talked about. I came to you and with that ideal about starting a training company. And most people are like, oh, let's just do it. But you didn't just jump on the idea. You were like, no, I don't just go in partnership with anybody. It was a challenge. You know, I mean, I had to go home and wonder, like, is he gonna do it? You know, let me talk to you, son. Let me know, right. And let me talk to you, brother. I don't know what the word we used back then, but you know, you gave it a shot. And knowing that where I came from, where you came from, we came from the same town. People don't even know too. We are Parker boys.
Correct.
APK bleed the blue, but at the same time, we didn't hang together as much, right? But then when you come from NFL, retired NFL, I'm over here just, you know, a guy just doing something totally opposite. They say opposite attract. What's your thoughts on that, Aaron?
Well, that's true because that person who opposite of you got some strengths, and my opposites of you have strengths. So when you come together, you become strong, right? Because they do stuff that you can't do, and I can do stuff that they can't do. Right. So that's why it makes it such a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, I call that the 1-2 punch.
There you go.
And that's where we get the 1-2.
1-2.
Right? Isn't it how crazy how all our little slogans, all our little sayings, everything we did came from that first time talking about working with kids and about training and giving kids something that we didn't have.
Correct.
Right. I gave the story about, you know, concentrating on being great and playing football in the road and then run on the grass, you get tackled.
Right.
That was our training. That was our, when you agree?
Yeah.
That was our training. You know, we was coaching ourselves. We were training ourselves. We were competing every single day. And now that have changed.
Yeah.
Ain't no one doing that no more.
No.
So now trainers is everywhere now. Because why?
It's because you don't have the playgrounds anymore. See, when we were growing up, you went and battled on the playground, saw who was on top, the king of the hill.
Right.
Simple things in life. It teaches you that order, how to battle and how to fight for things you want in life.
Right.
So now they call it bullying. A lot of that went on the playgrounds. So you either had to man up or you will be pushed around.
Exactly.
So you found yourself standing up for yourselves, and kids tend to, you know, they're victims of their environment. So parents don't even know what we're doing on the playgrounds, but you're developing men out there on the playground, don't even realize it.
Don't even realize it.
Leaders.
We had so many dreams, so many aspirations, right? It's so crazy. Every time a sport came up, we felt like we went out there and like we was that person. Like when Pittsburgh Steelers played Dallas Cowboys, when we went to the playground, I'm on the Pittsburgh Steelers,
Correct.
you was on the Dallas Cowboys, and we out there competing, playing football.
Yeah.
Then basketball season came up. Now we're back there with basketball season. We're trying to be Michael Jordan. We're trying to be, Michael Irvin. We're trying to be them old school guys, right? And we're on the basketball court, think we can dunk. We tried it all. Then it was interesting enough, gymnastics came around. And I remember sitting down watching gymnastics, and we're like, shoot, we can do that too. Now we're out there doing backward flips. I'm going to tell you something. I can remember my friend Ben out there did about 25 backward flips in a row. And I was saying, man, you could be a gymnast or something, but that wasn't going to happen. I can remember getting on top of the swings and walking on the swing like it's a balance beam and flipping off the swings. I'm talking about 10 feet high.
Yep.
I can remember getting on the top of the laundry mat and do a backflip off the laundry mat, land on a mattress and do another flip off there.
That's called Taylor's Apartment.
Taylor's Apartment. Taylor's Apartment. But and that's amazing, right? Right? All that there because we seen it, but we didn't have the true opportunity to pursue it. On the opportunity we really had to pursue was football because that was the cheapest and the least expensive sport that you can do where coach would volunteer and they're not getting paid.
True, but we've learned a lot of valuable things through that because it taught us how to face our fears. And that's the biggest thing I have to teach kids right now to get on with their dreams. I got to get them past their fears. Something so little and simple that stops a lot of people.
Wow.
So think about the stuff you're talking about. It ain't easy getting up on top of something and flipping off of it. Just to do a no-hand flip. We'll run and do no-hand flips. And people are afraid to death to just try that without training. Remember, we had zero training.
Zero training. Just to watch on TV, mimic it a little bit, look at it, go out there. Now we're competing out there. It was
backflips and all that stuff.
Everything.
It's just
crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone could do it too. Everybody was talented. In the hotel department, or Lake Jewel, everywhere was at, on 6th Street, everybody was talented. Everyone was doing it.
Well, they didn't want you to be talked about. Everybody else doing it. If I don't do it, they're going to talk about me. So I got to try to do it somehow.
Truly, there's a lot of people got ate a lot of dirt too now.
Oh, I hurt my tailbone and everything else. But I didn't quit.
No, that's one thing about it. We kept going. We never quit. We never quit. And if something was wrong, we watched the other and we did it. And sometimes we was coaching. Like I was showing, like, you gotta do it like this, you gotta do it like this. Right? We were actually coaching and competing at the exact same time.
Yeah, well, I did learn some things off TV. I learned when they were doing those flips, I saw them tuck and hold their knees. When I did that, my flips was so much easier when I did those things. Yeah.
So now look what you just said. Watching TV, you watch them do a flip and you see them tuck. Mm-hmm. They're watching social media, and they're not going outside and doing it, though.
No.
See, we watched it and go perform it.
Correct.
They watching and just watching and liking it. Totally different. And people wonder why sports have changed and sports are so different now from back in the days. Why they're more like giving, or if like they owe them something or they entitled versus earning it.
Correct.
The grind mindset there. Yeah. Let's flip the script and talk about earning it now. Let's talk about earning it. Everything you have done, you earn it. You earned it, right?
Yes.
Most kids start youth football or youth sports at 8, 9, 10 years old. I don't think there's too many people out there knows someone that started at later in life, started playing football. Tell us that journey. When you started playing, how you started, how you end up, going to college and the grind. It's a story that I think that need to be told.
Well, a lot of kids are picked off that visual. When a coach comes see them, they pass a visual test.
Right.
I've always had that eye visual test where people can see me and look at it and say, man, he looks like an athlete. I didn't believe I was an athlete because I was never allowed to play because my mom was from a pop kid. We didn't have that kind of money. We had 2 kids, only one get to play. because she can only afford to pay for one. So that right there put me on the back burner. So now I start doubting myself. Can I play these sports? And then all of a sudden a coach came and grabbed me and said, son, I need you to play football for me. And I didn't believe I could play.
Wow. What grade was that?
That was in 11th grade. He asked me to come play football.
11th grade.
Yep.
Because the mom couldn't pay for both. You the one to get the short end of the stick. It's just what it is. Maybe the older brother played.
He did. Yeah, he played.
Yeah, it's how it is. The older brother go play. Little one stay your butt home somewhere.
Stay home.
Right? 11th grade, someone seen says, come and play football.
Yep.
So what are you doing all the other time there? Because we just playing outside.
Outside, playing basketball, playing football, sandlot, pick it up and run it, swimming, all that stuff. Man, what are you talking about? We used to have this show called Tarzan.
Yeah.
We went and put ropes up in the trees, climb trees, swinging off ropes and all that. We didn't realize that was developing us over the years. So I developed a lot of strength from climbing trees, swinging on ropes and everything else. So,
right. Different obstacles that we was doing and didn't even know it was building our strength, right? Making us stronger, making us braver, and have that courage too.
I tell you another thing. Once I got started, because we went to the muck farms and picked cucumbers and all that stuff.
Right.
Orange groves and all that, man, I didn't want to live like that. That's what drove me. I did not want that life for me. I knew there had to be something better in life. I felt like a slave out there. Because we had to work to provide for the family.
That's right.
I didn't get the money. Maybe I got a piece of candy out of the deal.
I know.
But that money had to go back into the house.
Well, I know it did, because same thing here. Of course, we all went through the same lifestyle, and when it comes to the orange grove, the cucumber, the parsley, all that there, same watermelons, all that was the same. I never forget, my uncle told me, hey, come work with me today, because my mom wasn't going. I go work with him. He got the little pig shaking the tree, shaking the tree. I'm up there, He said, I'm going to pay you $1, because of bin.
Right.
Because the big bin, you get $10. So he'll supposed to give me $1 off every bin.
Right.
So we don't did about 3-4 bins. So he'll make him $40. $40 back then,
that's a lot of money.
You rolling that $4 for that one day.
Right.
I get home, he get inside, we shower, and I'm supposed to get $4.
Right.
Now all I want my $4, I'm trying to go to the candy store.
Correct.
I don't went to my uncle and say, hey man, let me get the $4, let me get my $4, let me get my $4. Boy, you don't get out of my face. What are you talking about? And what I'm gonna do? Get mad, tell my mom on him. But I just looked at it as hey, I worked hard, I learned hard work.
That's the key. You learned a lot. I have no regrets of what I did, because it taught me, to this day, I can't help it. I got to get up and do something. I just can't sit around.
Wow.
I just can't sit around, all because of what I was forced to do as a kid. So sometimes we as kids, we think our parents are making us do stuff that's harming us, but they're actually developing us to be that person you want to be later in life. Because if you don't, what you put in is what you're going to get out
of it. I like that.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing, this Listen Low show gonna have a lot of quotes today. If they listen very carefully and catch on all these quotes and use them and apply them, it's gonna impact their life for sure. So I'm telling you, because I know it impact me. I'm always saying it. I keep talking about it everywhere I go. Every time we start off the show, talking about listen low, we always do a motivation quote.
Right.
But them quotes got to come from somewhere. And they say it come from hard work and being around the right people. Now, I didn't want to move up to high school, because it's so fun. I can't even talk about youth football. I can talk about you playing in the grass, because you didn't play youth football. You didn't play junior high. You got 11th grade. You played football for the first time in the 11th grade.
And quit.
Huh?
And quit.
Why you quit?
Got in a fight with a player. I said, I ain't doing this. So I quit.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did. Yeah. Because one thing about me, also, failed to tell this part, we'll take garden hose and make a square rink, and we'll go in there and wrestle and battle and all that.
Right.
I'm not backing down for nobody, because I was a young one just coming in. The seniors thought they can punk me. And
right.
No, that ain't about to happen, fella. You don't know me that well. So if it's got to be like this, I don't need this.
So you quit, and how you came back?
Coach Gurka came back and got me. He said, son, you can't quit on me again. I'll get you in college. That's what I said, you lying. He said, no, I'm going to get you in school. I didn't believe it. I thought he was just saying those things to get me involved in football. I think he saw something in me when they tried to punk me, and I wouldn't back down from him, he knew I had to be something special.
Wow.
I think that's what the key was. He knew I had to get this guy involved.
Right. That's that coach-player relationship.
Yeah.
Just came back again, seen something in you.
He saw something in me.
But you believed in him, too, because he
Yes.
came back. You could have said, I ain't coming back, I'm going fishing.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't let me quit. He drove to my house, picked me up, and made me come to school and everything.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. That's amazing to have that relationship there. And, from a coach. They say a coach impact a kid's life, boy. Sometimes more than a parent.
To the end of this day, we've been doing this 22 years.
22 years.
Been running my other organization for 26 years.
Wow.
And one thing I had to promise him, just give back like I gave to you. And I got involved, and I've been giving back ever since.
We're going to talk about that, too.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about how in the world you made it to college, then play football, and basically look like your senior year. You out there, you really don't know what you're doing. You got to get coached up. How did you make it to college, and you wasn't the man? Because I know a Popka, but they had some, it was some great, another first rounder was there, right?
Sammy Smith.
Sammy Smith, first rounder.
Yeah,
First round NFL right there. Florida State, great, was there too.
Man, we had Sammy Smith, Rodney Brewer, our quarterback.
Professional NLB.
He wound up going baseball.
Yeah.
And then you had James Jones, our wide receiver. Yeah.
Another one. A lot of greats on one team. How did they recognize you? Who recognized you, and how you end up at Eastern Kentucky?
Sammy Smith. Because they came to watch Sammy Smith. So a coach said, who is this guy running all over the field? They said, oh, that's Aaron Jones. I said, I would like to see him. I'd like to talk to him. And that's how I got seen because of Sammy Smith. They watching film on Sammy Smith, and they seeing me all over the place.
Wow.
So that was just my style. I wanted to make the plays.
So that go back to you never know who's watching.
Never know who's watching.
So you always got to do your thing. You never know.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you get there, you're playing, you're running all around, and the East Kentucky coach recognized you and gave you a scholarship to come to East Kentucky.
Well, actually, I had only school didn't offer me in Florida. It was Florida State, University of Florida looked at me, and Miami looked at me, but they wanted me to go off to a JUCO.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Gerke said no. Eastern Kentucky is a 1AA school. They said they're good. I prefer you just getting a full ride. Just go. And I listened to it. I wanted to go to a 1A school, but he insisted on me going to Coach Gerke. Coach Kidd. So
right. So instead of going to Miami, Florida State, because you couldn't, you had to go to a junior college because
somewhere in Kansas they wanted me to
probably
go.
Coffeyville or Garden City, because they were most of all us went in. Everybody went anyway. But the thing about it, we went there because great. We didn't know. So what? And I just got to, because that happened to me. So I had to end up going northeast Oklahoma to a junior college because I didn't know. I didn't have the guidance when it comes to academic. Your guidance, and that's huge, academic-wise.
That's what I'm about to talk about. I can say this from talking from experience. I'm not talking about people, but a lot of time I hear parents and they say that, and they say it about me as well. They say, Coach, I don't know why. He's smart. He's very smart. I don't think so. I am smart now. Don't get me wrong. That's why I was able to excel. Mm-hmm. But if you're smart and you're not doing the smart things, that make you dumb. I did some dumb and stupid stuff. But they kept calling me smart. That's not too smart. Mm. So what makes you smart, even if that person can only do so much, if they're smart enough to go do it, that makes them smart. Mm. They know what to do. So just because you got a brain don't mean that makes you smart. So a lot of things you need to know about life. So I learned through that. I looked back and saw the stupid stuff I was doing, and I started applying myself and doing what I was supposed to do. Then I truly felt like I was a smart man. Then I had the A's and B's and all the honor rolls and stuff, and I excelled.
Wow. Yeah. You got to Eastern Kentucky. Mm-hmm. We there, freshman year. Challenge. You left a Popka, and them in the stoplights. You don't cross the tracks too much.
Nope.
You know how we right? Now you finna go to a whole nother state to Kentucky.
Yep.
Right? Mama saying what? Where you going?
No, she was happy. She was happy it's almost like a lot of us in the Lake Jewel area if they just go off to the military, the parents feel like you became successful. So now that I'm going off to college, my mom was so happy. She felt like I was going to be a success. And when your kids become successful, that's when a parent feels successful.
Yes.
So I know I made her very happy about me going off to college.
Wow, that's amazing. I feel the same way,
Yeah.
right? The same way. And we talked about stigma one time about military. Like, you going to Army or you going to college? Which one? Right? Same thing, right? You had to make you got to make that decision. But the interesting about it is, people that didn't go to Army or didn't go to college, they still in the pocket. They didn't have no direction no more.
Correct. That's all it is.
Yeah, no direction.
They just don't know.
But they don't know. But I think they don't know because it was a stigma.
It is.
No, I have to go to college. I got to go to the military. You tell me I can't be successful doing something different. It was no other. It's like no other way. Just that stigma. That was it.
Yeah. Well,
and then we had to change that stigma now.
Well, sometimes it's within you because it was in me. Like I told you earlier, I refused to live this lifestyle. So it didn't matter if I didn't go the football route. I was determined, self-motivated to go and do something good with my life.
Right.
It wasn't settling for less. I don't know. It was just in me. I've taught my kids to be leaders. I expect when I came to you, I expect you to be a leader.
Right.
Hey, that's what I want to promote because it was in me. So I pass on what I felt that I could be. And everything I've done has been from a leadership position, if you look at my life.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
But that leadership had to come because once you got to college, you're a freshman. Tell us that journey. I mean, how you got on that field, what was the obstacles, how you became one of the best players ever come out of, that conference.
Well, I've always been a very athletic kid. Didn't even realize it, because, we ran. When we were growing up, we always raced and all that stuff, and I was always first or second. Now I get off to college, and I'm here. I got to sit behind a person less talented than me, and so I'm thinking the coaches are mistreating me. So I play with a chip on my shoulder.
Right.
So I did that all year, even though I did more than the person was in front of me. They would not let me start in front of that senior. I didn't understand that. Finally, going into the playoffs, our last game, he turned his ankle. All I can say is rest was history. Got to the playoffs, he never saw the field again because you're one and gone. When you're in a Division II, you get the playoffs. If you lose a game, you're done.
Right.
So once I saw the field and they saw what the value I brought to the field, I never left it again.
So that opportunity, right? Next man up, first of all, next man up, but you had to be ready.
Had to be ready.
You practice with a chip on your shoulder. Don't practice with a chip on your shoulder. Be late. I'm not going to start anyway. He's a starter. I'm feeling some kind of way. They doing me wrong. I don't know why I'm not going to get on the field. Who cares? Bad attitude. Now you never got that opportunity. But because you play with a chip on your shoulder, in practice, you got your opportunity. Did that change things or?
Oh, that did change things because I brought that from Apopka when I played for Apopka High School. A lot of guys felt they were better than you. Okay, you might be, but can you outwork me? That's what my position was all through life. You might be able to do this better than me. Can you do it longer than me? Can you do it harder than me? So I always work harder. My motto was to work harder than the next man.
Right.
And I've always did that, and I excelled at it. So doing those things truly took me to a whole different level that I never thought I would go to. Just because I did not want to be outdone.
Right.
Just that simple. It came from Sandlot and all that other stuff.
Right, exactly. So now you got an opportunity, and the next year pops up, sophomore year, junior year.
Sophomore year, I had an exceptional year. I was preseason All-American. Got injured my junior year. So actually an injury that came from Apopka High School. I didn't even know I was playing with an injury. I had a cracked ankle, and I had all these bone spurs that came from that crack. And then they had to have surgery on me in my junior year. I got rid of those and came back and had a great senior year.
And that was it. And that sparked who? The NFL scouts.
Oh, my God.
Tell me about that. Because we're a Division II school.
Division II.
Senior year. You had an exceptional year. Ain't no Sammy Smith on the team now.
Ain't no Sammy Smith.
Ain't no Sammy Smith for they come to watch. Ain't nobody 6'2", 220 running 4'3", 40 now. Ain't none of that.
They coming, man.
Yeah.
They were coming for me.
They're coming for you. You the man now they coming for. You the one they looking for now. They come. Where's this Aaron Jones?
And guess who was following my career? It was Coach Gerke.
Coach Gerke right there.
Coach Gerke came and had all these scouts want to sign, not scouts, but the agents wanted to sign me, and he said, no, I got the guy for you. Because Coach Gerke was, I think he was the president of FCA. Mm-hmm. So he always gave us that foundation of being a Christian.
Right.
So that was the first person he went and hooked me up with, Robert Fraley, who was a Christian man. So I had to go sign with a Christian Christian agent, and I signed with him. He said to Coach Gerke when we went to meet with him, he said, I only deal with first rounders. By Coach Gerke being a part of the FCA and Robert being a part of the FCA, he made an exception and signed me. They said I might be an eighth round to a free agent. I said, you must be crazy. They said, son, it's tough out there. I can't see you. Where you think you're going? I said, I feel myself as being a first round draft pick. They said, no, you're not going to be a first round draft pick. That's what my agent told me.
Wow.
Wow. And I'm so glad he told me that. Remember what I told you? You ain't going to outwork me. So guess what I did? When I left his office, I went and worked even harder. The guys didn't even want to work out with me. They thought I was crazy. I went and ran the stadium steps. I did all this stuff on my own. Remember I told you I was self-motivated. Mm-hmm. So I did all this hard work to train to get ready for the NFL, to show them who I was. And sure enough, they claim that they're going to have a few teams there. My agent told me that. Right. 26 teams showed up. The other two came the next week after they saw what I did. I ran a 4.63 40, had a 39.5 inch vertical, 11 feet 5 inch broad jump. I mean, it was unreal. And I did 31 or 32 on the bench, but they disqualified 3 or 4 of them because they said I bridged my back or did something. So I had 29 on the bench. I did 32 now, but they only gave me 29. Wow. Now you look at them, they got their backs arched and all this other stuff bouncing off. Yeah,
he got that one. He got that one. He ain't getting nothing. Yeah, they're giving it to you now.
But the funniest thing, out of all the stuff on my workout, they put the vertical thing up. In my first jump, I jumped clean over all the things.
So you had no measurement to go for the second one.
They said my first jump was higher than my second jump. So they had to readjust and
I don't think people even understand them numbers. Now, we're talking back in 1988. We ain't talking about 2023.
6'5", 265 pounds.
Right. So I don't think they can even fathom that number there. That weight, that height, everybody else in your class was easily running 4'9",
exactly
5'01" in the 40.
Yep.
You down to 4'6".
4'6" on grass.
On grass.
On grass.
No turf.
No turf. On a grass field.
It was meant to happen. That hard work paid off.
Hard work paid off.
Hard work paid off. I'm talking about 40 in the vertical.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
I probably did a 40 on the first one.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving you the 40. I don't think people, I'm telling you, they don't even understand these numbers right now. Yeah. With the size. Nowadays, kids, they got guys 240 pounds, 6'4", running 4'4", 4'5", right? But they couldn't even play in the league in 1988. You 230, 40 pounds, talking about finna play in the league. Yeah. At a defensive end, that ain't gonna happen. That wasn't gonna happen. That didn't happen. You were running times back in 1980, what they're doing basically now.
Correct.
And you were bigger, stronger. playing in a rigorous sport back then.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they might a little chilly the stuff going on right now. Listen, I'm just trying to tell you, they a little soft right now. I'm just saying. You know, Brandon Motherwell, the one that changed that rule about you can't be knocking people out coming across the middle. That was Brandon.
That's APK.
Another APK. So they projecting 8th round.
Yeah.
You like, man, ain't no money in that, definitely. You know, you like, no, I'm going 1st round. Went back out there, worked harder. Came back out, right? 26 NFL scouts there to watch. 2 came back the next day to watch. You did one of small schools, right?
Yep.
From a small town like Apopka, and all of a sudden it comes on. It's that day. Where you at now? Is there been an NFL draft going on? Where's Aaron Jones? Where you at?
Actually, I was married, and I had a married housing, so I lived in a trailer, and all of a sudden that day came. Oh my God! News cameras all out here with the lights and everything, the vans. They're like, what the heck is going on? And they say, we're here for you to see if you're gonna go in the draft. They say we got buzz that you might be a 1st round draft pick. Yeah, in which I did have the buzz because Schottenheimer even. Actually, that's why I thought I was going to Cleveland. Marty Schottenheimer came down, took me out to lunch and all that, and said we really like to take you in the draft and all this stuff.
Right.
So remember now, I went dinner and lunch with Schottenheimer. Now, me and Joe Green and Coach Dungy came down and spoke to me. They wanted me, but I didn't hear nothing else from them. So the other 2 teams I knew about was Cleveland Browns and Minnesota Vikings. No one else. I thought I might go to Miami because they were talking about they were looking for a defensive end. They wound up taking Kumaro from Ohio State. But, you know, it all worked out. Then next thing you know, I'm sitting there with news cameras all in my face waiting for this announcement,
right.
And I'm getting nervous. Round 15, not round, the
Pick
next
15.
15th pick come, 16th pick come, 17th pick come. And I'm waiting because I know I'll be getting picked by Cleveland.
Right.
That was my thought process.
And Cleveland had what pick?
I think 21.
21. He's like, I'm going 21.
Yeah.
Right.
So next thing you know, I get a phone call. I said, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I said, hey.
Talk about.
Get ready. We're about to select you on as our 18th pick. I'm smiling from ear to ear.
Right.
And boy, they knew something was going on. They had that camera on me, and sure enough, they panned back to the TV, and my name was called. And boy, that was a joy. I felt like I've accomplished so much in that short period of time just by hearing my name called in that 1st round.
Wow.
And I will never forget it.
Right.
That was a beautiful moment for me.
Dream come true.
Dream come true.
NFL's a dream, a college degree of reality, but we can do both. That'll be great.
That'll be great. That's what a lot of these kids, and I tell them, everybody wants to make $1 million. Are you willing to work for that? Mm-hmm. Because to make $1 million, that's a whole lot of work. Trust me. I try to teach these kids. I taught my own kids. Son, you don't know what your daddy went through just to become a 1st round. That's where you need to understand that at. So if you ain't ready to put the hard work in, don't be talking about they're going to give you something. They ain't giving you nothing.
They say the more it's like if you want to be rewarded, you got to earn it.
You got to earn it.
Everything you earn, you're going to get rewarded for it. I tell somebody today, there's no rewards on the bench.
None.
You ain't getting $1 million on the bench.
Well, people become complacent and content. They happy just to be on the bench. That's the problem. That's the problem.
I don't seen it now. I haven't seen it. But that bench, they get complacent, but they don't last for long now.
Don't last long.
That's why I call it complacent.
Yep. Do not last
But
long.
1st round draft pick, Pittsburgh Steelers, 1988, we number 18. Do that make you the first and the highest 1st round draft pick from Apopka?
At that time, I was the first.
So who's second?
Who would be the first? It'd be Warren. You talking about the second, 1st rounder?
Yeah, no, the first. Sammy Smith. Well, what round Sammy? He went 1st round.
Yeah.
But he was what pick, Sammy? Do you remember?
Oh God, 16th, I think.
He was 16, but you
can't
came out
remember.
before Sammy.
I came out a year before Sammy.
Okay, so but then Sammy ended up being 16. But then Warren would have been higher there, but he ended up dropping down to 20 something. And same with Brandon Merriweather too. He ended up dropping down too. So it's amazing how you went up and a lot of people went down because of the choices they made.
Correct.
I mean, or they all probably worked hard, but they made certain choices. But it's going to show you hard work get rewarded.
Yeah,
you're right. But then when you do something, people you don't think people watching, they can take away a little bit. But everybody still work hard to get to that point. They don't take it all from you sometimes, but.
Hey man, I can tell you that NFL they're big on character. They're gonna find out because you got to look at it. They make an investment on you. Will this guy last for me?
Right.
Will he? That's what they're looking for.
Right.
I was married and settled, and they felt very comfortable with me, I guess.
Right. So now we got an NFL. We got we're married, right? Good husband, good father, good man, great football player. We don't win first round now. It's on. We finna get paid. Everything changes. We're going to the NFL. We're at the Pittsburgh Steelers. What that was all about. How was that? Because that had to be a whole nother level now from college. A big jump. Now you're dealing with grown men, right? Like Warren Sapp say, I don't play in college for Miami. I work for Tampa Bay Bucks. It's a job now.
It was a job, and the thing about it, you battled, and I think I had I put so much on myself. Being a first rounder, they're looking for you to be that savior. So all eyes on me. So I'm working hard to try to show them I can do these things and kind of push myself too hard sometimes. I had several injuries, and which I finally came back from them. But I'll say that's the toughest part of being a first rounder. Not only are the media and the fans at you, your teammates look at you differently. Who was this guy, man? He ain't played one down of football. He's making more than me and getting all the attention. So you had players that didn't like you because of your status.
So wait a minute.
I just want to be a teammate.
So you telling me there was some little jealousy and problem back in the 80s, because right now we got locker rooms in college just tearing each other up because he getting a higher NIL money than he's getting. So it's always been like that.
It's always
but that's
been
the
like
NFL.
that. That's dealing with money, period.
So that don't trickle down to the college.
Oh yeah, now because they're getting paid.
Getting paid. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's a beautiful thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I think over time it's going to evolve and it's going to work itself out and everything's going to be just fine. I think even back then they should have been getting paid. Even us, when I tell you we worked hard. Because like I said, we go to the playoffs. We ain't got these fancy facilities. We out in this freezing cold, frozen fields practicing, getting ready to go for a playoff game in Division II football. Wow. So it was a lot we did. We made a lot of sacrifice. We didn't have our holidays. Remember now, we're in the playoffs, so we don't get Thanksgiving. We don't get Christmas.
Right.
So, we did all those things. So I think that without all those sacrifices, they should be getting something.
Right, so you agree that NIL, Brandon Merriweather said the same thing. NIL you agree with it.
I agree with it.
Paying the kids in college. Now it don't trickle down to high school. I'm kind of confused because name, image, likeness in high school where they're not selling your name on back of shirts. They're not doing anything with you besides you playing football, you going to school, and you don't pay nothing to go there to school anyway. They do a swag, do fundraiser. So why are they giving money to high school students now?
I don't agree with that now. Let's to paint the picture easier. Look at LeBron James in high school. Think about it. He's making money for all these people because they're broadcasting LeBron James. He's a high school basketball player. Think about all that money he was bringing in. So you have those marquee athletes in all different sports, football, baseball, basketball, all that. So in regards to that, I think those high school players need to be compensated for what they're bringing to the table.
So an Under Armour do an Under Armour All-American for volleyball, All-American for football, and then you have the game on NBC, right? All-American game, high school game. Then you have the All-American basketball, the McDonald All-American. It's on ESPN.
Correct.
Right? They got commercials coming on. They pay $1 million for the commercial spot for the high school athlete.
Correct.
So, okay.
Yeah, and not only that, they get that exposure, and people want to see amateur athletes. They enjoy watching that. I even enjoy watching it. So if I see a standout football player, basketball player, and they come into town, and I would love to see them play.
Right.
So people will pay to see them play. So guess what they're bringing in? They're bringing in revenue to whoever. There's a revenue stream coming in for somebody, and that kid's not getting it. It's not fair.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, that's a hot topic right now.
Oh, it is. People ain't gonna agree with it, but it's only my opinion, and that's
for me, hey, is everybody their own opinion? My biggest fear is how they handle the money, how they manage the money. That what scare me. And it's just me. That's what scared me, because I'm giving 15, 16-year-old money, and I feel like I'm going to tear up a household because the moms want money, the son will think of his money, and going the same with college. I know name, image, likeness, but I'm like, let it be a process. It got to be a better system. I mean, because think about it. I'm getting a millionaire all this, 18-year-old kid all this money. Or he's driving Range Rovers already. And now you've seen a lot of accidents, some death. Some people.
Can't stop that. That's life. What you can do, though, is with that, have some guidance for them. Now, if they choose to take it, that's one thing. If they don't, they don't. But I don't think you should punish the whole gamut of people because somebody's been ignorant or their own stupidity. I can see that if I came into money sooner, I would have managed my money better when I did make it to the NFL. Because all of a sudden I got all this stuff coming in, and I had family out the woodworks coming at me. So I could have had a system in place, which I did. I had a financial advisor that helped me, but yeah, a lot of times you experiencing something early on, it can be valuable for them.
I can see that. A lot of people said, like, you get all this money in NFL, you never had it before.
Never had it before.
So now when you lose it, it's hard to get it back. Yep. But if I had a little money in high school
and you lost that thing,
and I lost it, and I was like, whoa.
Now you know the scammers coming at you. You know the con artists coming at you.
That's right. I remember when Lilo was getting ready to go to the draft, and he was trying to go to the NFL, and the agent sent me this paper with a breakdown of everything you're probably going to spend.
Right.
And back then, the practice squad, you'll get like $125,000. If you was on a roster, like $250,000. This was like 14 years ago. And it broke down the money you're going to spend.
Right.
And one section they got to, it said, rookie money for the players, $5,000.
Right.
But then it say family, $300 a month. Everyone ignored the $300 a month to the family, and they went right to the but they gave that $5,000 to the player. Right. I thought that was so backwards. But I bet people now that's broke or don't have the money wish they would have just did $300 until they got that second contract or a bigger contract.
Correct.
And that's when they come in NIL in high school saying, now if I had the money then, I know how to manage it better. Cause even my daughter told me, Daddy, you taught me a lot finances when it comes to money. You taught me a lot, but you didn't teach me enough. Oh, my daughter told me that now. I'm like, I'm the financial guru. I know how to do a money. I know how to do a budget. I know how you pay money on the 28th, pay it on the 13th. I had we talk about money. We got a system. Man, you talk about that, right? Squeak when we walk, being frugal. We always talk about that for 20 years now. But she said, Daddy, you still didn't show me a lot. I mean, one of my boys told me, Coach, I didn't know how to write a check.
Yeah, Lo, a lot of that comes from actually the parents teaching them way before they're able to write a check. Mm-hmm. My mom and them, we didn't have no fancy piggy bank. I had a can that I cut a slit in and put my money in and hid it in my closet.
Yep.
So those things taught me how to save money. I valued my money. I didn't go, once I put it in there, I didn't go back and get it. But all of a sudden, one day I find it's been stolen from me, but that didn't discourage me from keep saving.
Right.
So that's why I've always been smart with my monies and always dreamed and wished others would be smart as well. But I had, like I said, when you have that kind of money, I paid a company to make sure I don't go broke. I didn't have a problem paying them. Because when I had to answer to them, when I needed something, and they said, what you need this for? When they questioned me, and they said, well, that's not a good idea, Aaron, I still had that choice to say, this is my money. You send it.
My money. Right.
I listened. When they told me, they gave me good advice, I listened. Yeah.
2 ears, one mouth.
One mouth. So that's why I'm not struggling to this day. So
I heard that.
I'm enjoying life.
And that's why you're able to continue to giving back. So you go 9 years in NFL. You went from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Patriots.
Went 5 years in Steelers and 3 years up in New England. And then I wanted to
1 year at Miami.
Yeah, I wanted to retire. I wanted to come back to a Florida team and play. And got picked up by Miami and played it down there, got injured. And, I said, you know what? It's just enough is enough. So I hung up the cleats.
I remember one time you told me that when you hung up the cleats, someone called – was the Washington Redskins that come back?
The Redskins, San Diego Charge, they call it.
But they were trying to pay you $1 million. You ain't go back for $1 million.
Well,
one more time.
Well, what happened, I got a taste of what I wanted was my family. I went on some field trips with my kids, and, that's priceless. I don't care. I didn't want the money that bad where I couldn't give back to my kids, and that's where it came. That's where that decision came from. Family. Yeah, it is. I've always been loyal to my family.
Right. So you give back to the family, and you experience all the father kids with sports, and all the way through college to Power 5 schools, and all the success from the kids, and just being that father figure that was strong. Right, the bond to be there side by side with them through their journey, because we know, both of us know, especially with volleyball, how hard that challenge was.
That was a tough challenge.
We're dealing with a little bit of everything there, but being there side by side, having that support, and see the journey of your daughter going to play at Marquette and became a Hall of Famer at Marquette in volleyball.
The quickest to ever get into Hall of Fame in Marquette was my daughter.
Wow. Hall of Fame volleyball player.
And the weirdest thing about that situation, a coach came and saw her when she was in the 9th grade and said she's coming back for her. She saw some greatness in her when she was in the 9th grade. And that lady came back and telling us this stuff.
Yeah. And now she took her after you, and now she's a coach at Iowa State University coaching volleyball.
Coaching volleyball.
Then you have a football player, Aaron Jones the third.
Correct.
Now he All-American high school.
Oh gosh.
Right, All-American, one of the best D tackle came out of here. We know that. Played out there one time, he was playing 2 positions at one time. I'm still trying to figure how he did that. That game whooped up somebody.
Oh my God.
It was amazing. And then you go to Florida State. Then he ended up at your alma mater and played at East Kentucky.
Correct.
Now you got one of the most successful trenches training company probably in the country, because he don't produce top athlete. Like 2 guys just got drafted, Noel Pollard and Tyler Davis just went into the draft. He got some of the top high school players right now. He got one of the youngest. He got a junior right now named Jake Correll that got 45 I don't know why I say Power 5. 45 offers right now. Yeah. And you see the training. But he always reflect back to what my dad said. My dad told me this. My dad told me that. You remember my daddy said it? He mark you all the time too.
I know.
You know my daddy said, my daddy, he good at marking you, boy. Hey, Aaron. No, now. He do it all the time, but he reflects it, back.
Well, I always want to give back to him. If I'd have chased the money, I wouldn't have been able to pour into my kids.
That's right.
So here I poured into my kids, and that's how we became in a relationship. Because without that, if I had still been chasing the money, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Exactly. And then you finish it up with Mike Jones. might go to the University of Michigan.
Yep.
I never forget when one of the coaches from Notre Dame and the song came out, Mike Jones, who? Mike Jones, who? This man after the game running around the parking lot talking about, Mike Jones, who? I'm like, what is this guy doing? From Notre Dame, they wanted him bad, and he ended up going to Michigan, played at Michigan, right? Went through some challenges, injury here and there, ended up going to Western Michigan, blowed it out the water, out of America, and got a master's degree at the university. That's amazing. So,
I got two kids. I got Sierra got her master's degree, and Mike got his master's degree.
And that's great. That dream is there.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, we're talking about getting that college degree, having that support from the father, that played the game, that took a big chance to put the money aside, put the family first, and went from there. But then not only put the family first there, then you decided to put the youth kids first and went over and created a youth organization. Back then, it was the South Central Jaguars or
Lake Conway Jaguars.
Lake Conway Jaguars. Then you switched it over and came to Jones High School, became the South Central Tigers. From there, and still to this very day, that youth organization is standing strong for 26 years strong. Win or lose, they still standing strong. Solid foundation, solid organization that find a way kids still come back, regardless of all the hooplas and the action over here, this team here, all the smoke scream and all that. They still standing because what it was built on, a foundation.
The foundation. I want the kids to win at life.
Right.
Football, sports, okay. If I can get you to win at life, you will win in football. You will win in anything. I got to get them to have value in them. Once they value themselves, want to take that smoke, they'll think twice about making that smoke. Now, if I do this, I'm going to mess this up. So once I can create some value in that kid, that keeps them from that peer pressure, want to go do something stupid. Like, man, if I do this, I'm going to mess this up. I want this more. So I want to that's what my ultimate goal was over there, to build that. I want my kids to be value added to society, not a menace to society. So that's why I've always instilled that in my kids, and I just love on them.
And I'm glad you did it, because I'm the same way when I came home, or I decided to change, I got cussed with my son a little low, and we end up going to Pine Hill Trojans, and I'm at a jamboree, you at a jamboree, and everybody says, that's Aaron Jones, that's Aaron Jones. I'm like, Aaron Jones? From a pocket? And I'm looking at you walking. You had a bag in your hand. You were leaving out. I stopped you and said, "I'm from a pocket too. I'm Low Wood. I'm with the Tyler family. Everybody know the Tyler."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah, okay." We started talking, and then we started talking about what I'm doing. And I said, "We do track." And next thing you know, you bring your kids over there. We do track together. Right now, we built the track program, Florida League Track Club, and Sierra and Mike was there, and Aaron, and we throwing and we running, and we national champions. Right, we work together, and it was like, you know what? Let's take this to another level.
Well, what you didn't realize, I've been watching you, and the reason I came and approached you is because of your hard work. So I don't care about anything else. I saw that part of your character. That's what I wanted to tap into, and sure enough, and you did exactly what I thought you would do.
Well, I tell you, you tapping into me changed my life like crazy, impacted my life. I'll tell you right now, I really feel like, I got a lot of people that I can thank. I'm going to call it, I can thank Michael Martin for giving me a job coming to Westgate Resort to be one of the top salesmen and trainer in the country and over 20 years now. Right. I can thank George Yanovich for showing me how to do real estate investment. I can thank Mark Allen for going to business with me and showing me how to do other type of investment. I can thank all of them, but it was you first.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I'm glad I haven't had I'm going to keep like this, another black man, strong black man, a good husband, good father, a good coach, a mentor, a trainer to instill in me, empowering me to bring the best out of me. You always said it, boy. You could pull up in that car, I'm on that field, you can hear the passion come out of my voice through the car. You always used to tell me that. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can just hear it. I remember one day I had like 100 kids out there, and you were coming in, and it was me and Adrian out there, and you heard it. And ever since then, that's sticking in my head right there. And that made me want to always live up to what your expectation of me or what you wanted me to be and wanted me to impact.
You've excelled that. Yeah.
Excel. And that's what came with the name.
That's
Excel.
right.
Yeah, people know that. So it's interesting. It's funny now, but we sitting there talking. What want to name the company? What name the company? And 2002, we got together and started Excel Speed Fitness Training.
Yep.
And the mission statement was to impact 1,000 athletes. I'm saying to myself, okay, that'll be hard to do. We don't surpass that number like crazy.
Well, the toughest thing was I had a vision. I was like, man, Central Florida, here we have all these great athletes, but we're not training the way they train down in Miami. So if we can start a training program, I know I can't train them all. If we can get these other people to start training, all of a sudden we're going to strengthen the Central Florida area. Guess what happened? We strengthened the Central Florida area. And we're able to compete now.
I don't think people know the numbers and the magnitude of the athletes. I counted one day sitting down with Chris Ash. He was a recruiter that recruited Lowe from when we played against Edgewater at Michigan. Now Lowe got an offer from Michigan.
Right.
Chris Ash, we sat down and said, let's just go through your list. I said, all right, let's go through it. It took him, he worked me. I brought him to Westgate with me. He started working at Westgate. We did count over 500 athletes we trained that went Power 5.
Wow.
500. We counted 382 that got a college degree. We counted 3 MLB and all brothers over there in St. Cloud, the Silas brothers. We counted all 3 of them that went to Major League Baseball.
Right.
We had Brooke for basketball, Sierra for volleyball, top player. Then we had Ha Clinton Dix, Carl Joseph, Chris Johnson, first round draft picks we added to that part right there.
Yep.
Donna Scott, Olympian. So we had all the athletes that went through that's impacted. We trained Dr. Phillip when they went to the state championship.
Correct.
We trained D-Land when they beat Apopka. Remember?
Yep.
They went to the state championship. We trained Olympia when they won the first district championship. We trained the Pop Warner team that won the national championship. Yep. So our training has impacted Central Florida as a whole. We trained Top Select Volleyball Academy that had 10 teams to get a bid to play in the JOs out of 11 teams they had never done in their 10 years in history. And we trained that whole organization.
And they're still doing that same warm-up.
Same warm-up. And everybody implemented our system because we had a system. Yeah. And we had a mission statement and we did it. And to this very day now, 22 years later, Excel Speed Fitness Training is still going. Right? I know you retired, but I'm always calling. And we're still rolling. And now we got trainers that was with us when they were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, are trainers now. Yeah. Giving back the same way we gave back.
Exactly.
And that's just, man, it just is a blessing for Central Florida, whether people know it or not.
Oh, it is. That's, we brought more to the table than we realized.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we decided to, let's give back. Let's do our first camp, right? I'm still going back with our first camp. We're at Ola Vista. We done ordered some T-shirts. We ordered some pizza. And we brought all the trainers. We had everybody. And we had all the coaches. We involved ourselves with the coaches, the youth coach, everybody. We got 200-something kids out there, and that space didn't fit probably about 100 kids. We had it jam-packed. Yep. And we did our first camp, and we charged $10. And we charged because we wanted to get them food and everything, and we did it because we were giving back. To give it back to the organizations, right? Then we kept doing it, and now that don't evolve into what we call the battle in the pit. Yep. Right, we took all the different positions, made them compete against each other, and then they come out, and we and people say, "Why you charge me giving back?" We do it because we always take the money and give back to the community or give back to the athletes, and then you always do something even special than that.
Well, we're going to do that, but the problem is why you need to charge because they don't appreciate it unless they have something in it. They got to have some skin in the game.
I was going to say put a value to it, but you got to have some skin in the game. It's so true. I did a free camp one time. We had 10 kids. I charged $200. We had 30. I charged $100. We had like 200.
Correct.
And that's because people think that it's more value to it and more because the more you pay. But it don't matter with us. You can come for $10, $20, $100. You will get the same training. Yeah. Real training, a system, a program, organized, on point. And this year here, we've been here battling the pit 4. We've been doing camps now since 2016, 8 years. 8 years. And we're going to do it, right? Aaron Jones Foundation. Give back to the youth organization, football and cheer.
Correct.
giving back for the ones that going to college and youth organization. Been doing that for years now.
Yes.
Right? And that foundation have now became a name that says, give back to the youth. We ain't got to fight for it. We're going to give it back. And I fight you all the time because you be trying to give money to the organization. They don't even come back and say thank you. I'm so upset. You say, no. What you always told me when I got mad? When I get mad, because we'll give money to organizations, I'm going to call it out now. This Listen to Low show. We'll keep it raw. We get them $1,000. They don't even come back and say thank you or bring kids or call the next year. I said, we ain't doing no more. And you come back and tell me what?
All about the kids.
All about the kids. All about the kids. I'm not, forget that. We're doing something different. They don't want to come say thank you. We're doing something different. But you know what? And that's what make us that 1-2 punch. Because I'm saying we ain't giving them nothing. You said no. It's all about the kid. And we're going to give them money. And for the last 8 years, that's what we've been doing. We're going to do it again this year, July the 13th. Central Florida Christian Academy. We're going to have a Battle of the Pit with Atlanta quarterback shootout. We'll combine together. We'll have Fellowship Faith Christian Church. Going to feed 200, 300 athletes. We'll have Shop Doctor going to take care of us right there. And then I got the plug. Right now, we're in the studio, right? Shop by 9. That's where we at right now, right? We're in the studio. They're going to be there and just capturing the moment this year in a bigger way than ever. We're talking about same thing, so Listen to Low. We're going to sit them up there. We're going to do a panel, right? We're going to make sure that they get the real, the feel, like a documentary, right? The Aaron Jones Foundation, you know, what we're doing for the youth, you know, capture the moment Aaron Jones giving back to the community, giving back to the youth, giving back to the kids going to college that need a couple of dollars, get some books or get a room, help their room and board, right?
Right.
That's what it's all about, because it's all about the kids. And that's why we're where we are today.
Well, I'm going to say thank you because I'm weak in that area. He knows I always stay behind the cameras. I don't like to get in front of them.
Yeah, well, you know who like to be in front of the camera? Hey, well, Low Wood, a.k.a. the Camp King. I'm going to be on but I'm going to get on that stage. And I'm going to be up front. I like it.
Opposites attract.
Opposites attract. There it is. Well, Aaron, listen. I'm telling you, thank you for coming on the show. You know, like as a friend, you know, as a buddy, you know, as a partner, homeboy, APK, just whole 9 yards. This right here is what it's all about. Keeping that relationship going and strong. It don't matter what happened. You know, it's behind the scene, but I'm always on that phone. I need just a phone call away. And I just want everyone to have that same relationship out there and make sure they understand that if you have a relationship, the kids are impacted. Us as men, us as brothers, is what's going to change Central Florida for the best. Because a lot of things is changing. If we don't keep giving back and keep building their lives and impacting them with our youth mentorship, youth program, our mentorship program, we're going to lose them.
Yeah, you're right. And I told you like this when I first met you. You might not know this, but once I create a partnership, I'm that kind of person. I'm just loyal. And like I told you, it's going to be like a marriage. You with me till the day you die.
There it is. Well, you heard it right there. I'm with him till the day I die. And right there, guys, once again, you're on the Listen to Low show. And I know you listen a lot today. 2 ears, 1 mouth. A lot of great information you heard there from first round draft pick Aaron Jones to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1988. We're talking about pro college football Hall of Famer, Eastern Kentucky University. One of the best to do it, come out of small school and rose to the top. Aaron Jones Foundation, right? You're here on the Listen to Low show, right? Follow us, like us, share it.
Make sure you tell them start strong, stay strong.
And remember this, he always tell me to say it. Make sure you start strong, stay strong, and finish strong. You're on the Sweet 5 production. Listen to Low. We'll see you guys next week.